high school basketball tonight's sectional finals as the Fond du Lac Cardinals and Sheboygan North play here tonight. Actually, yeah, it is Sheboygan North. Good evening, everybody. I'm Nick Van Acker, along with my broadcast partner, Sean Kaiser. Tonight, Sean, it doesn't get any better than the sectional finals. Sheboygan North and Fond du Lac, both teams winning last night and advancing. Fond du Lac with an exciting win over the Neenah Rockets.
Fond du Lac with that exciting victory like you talked about over Neenah. It took overtime for the Cardinals to do it. They trailed by as many as 7 in the third quarter, but Fond du Lac buckled down, able to find a victory, and pretty much an overall team effort last night for Fond du Lac, both offensively and defensively. And the Cardinals, the underdog in this sectional, something that Fond du Lac has not been in the past several years, and so far it seems to be playing in their advantage. In fact, throughout the playoffs, as the Cardinals have advanced to this sectional final matchup.
Sean, what do you think the keys to the game are for Fond du Lac to win? Sheboygan North comes in probably the favorite in this game. They won their conference this year, and they've had a solid season.
Well, Fond du Lac, in every game that Fond du Lac plays, has to shoot the ball, and they have to score points. We know at times this year they've struggled to put the basketball in the basket, so obviously Fond du Lac needs to do that. Defensively, they're going to have to stop the big stud for Sheboygan North, and that being the senior Trent Wirtz. Wirtz, the Division I recruit, going to play his collegiate ball at George Mason. So Fond du Lac defensively, that matchup with Ed Ross, and those two going to be playing each other. Last year, Fond du Lac and Sheboygan North faced each other in the sectional, and it was a sectional semifinal, and Wirtz found himself in foul trouble early, so we'll see if that happens again tonight. Last night, Ed Ross really was able to be out of foul trouble, and be interested to see how things match up tonight.
You know, you mentioned, Sean, Fond du Lac coming into this sectional, not the favorites, the underdog, probably for the first time in a long time. And we talked about it before we went on the air tonight. Maybe a little less pressure for Fond du Lac than past years. Past years expecting to win, expecting to be at state, and not making it. This year, no pressure on them. They kind of just relaxed.
Exactly. This team has not been real uptight. In years past, when the team has come to the sectional, lots of pressure on them. They were considered the favorite to win it and go to state tournament, and unfortunately, they were not able to do that. This year, a little bit of a different approach from Coach Diener and the team, a little bit more relaxed, and things have fared well for this basketball team, and let's hope so the same for tonight as a trip to the state tournament is on the line.
Yes, exciting game tonight. Stick around. We are just about ready for the opening tip-off. The national anthem and the starting lineups. We will have that for you in just a few minutes. We'll be back after this. You're watching sectional final action, Fond du Lac Cardinal basketball on Charter Sports.
Important than ever for our children to have one, and it's not getting cheaper. That's why Charter Communications is awarding scholarships across the state through our Cable in the Classroom program. To find out how to qualify for a $1,000 scholarship, stop by a local Charter Communications office or talk to your local high school guidance counselor. Charter Communications, we're more than just your cable company.
And welcome back to the Call Sports Center packed house tonight. Sean, last night, in big fashion, 71.
And both teams went into overtime. Fond du Lac's in overtime that took Sheboygan North. Cedarburg had a lead late in that basketball game, went to overtime, and Cedarburg, in fact, had a 2-point lead with 4 seconds to go. North inbounding the basketball and winning the game on a 40-foot three-point jumper. So that's how Sheboygan North finds themselves in this sectional final matchup.
And as you guys probably saw, also Fond du Lac with a game-winning shot. Casey Weiss stepped up big. Not the guy you think be making the shot at that time of the game, but he came up big for Fond du Lac.
It was just an outstanding game to watch last night for the Fond du Lac Cardinals as they advanced and defeated Neenah. The Cardinals with a history here in this sectional final being played at the Call 2 years ago. A heartbreaking loss to Neenah as the Cardinals lost 50-47 in overtime, and then 1998 victory for the Cardinals in which they advanced to the state tournament. That was 1998. Let's see what happens in the year 2002 for Fond du Lac in the sectional final from the Call.
All right, let's go down to courtside for tonight's national anthem.
The Fond du Lac sing our national anthem.
that's tonight's national anthem here at the Call Sports Center on the campus of UW Oshkosh. We're all set for tonight's starting lineups. So let's go back courtside for the starting lineups.
WIAA Boys Division 1 Sectional Final. Tonight's game features the Sheboygan North Raiders from Fox River Valley Cardinals against the Fond du Lac Cardinals from Fox Valley Association. The WIAA would like to remind student athletes, coaches, and spectators of the sport of sportsmanship. Please help foster the spirit by appreciating the efforts of both teams, the coaches, and the officials in tonight's contest in a positive manner. In accordance with state law, we remind you that smoking is not allowed on school property by adults or students. We ask all spectators to remain in their seats at the conclusion of tonight's game for the presentation of the sectional award. At this time, I would like to introduce the non-starters for Sheboygan North. Number 3, Brandon Dahl. Number 5, Jake Dwyer. Number 11, Greg Van. Number 15, Matt Horzer. Number 22, Chad Decker. 23, Shane Goldie. 33, Brandon Miller. 44, Shane Dodge. 51, Jake Susky. 53, Brandon Williamshoe. The non-starter for Fond du Lac. John Shavy. Number 5, Colin West. Number 11, Matt Randall. 15, Derek Arndt. 20, Sean Barzell. 25, Kyle Shepard. 31, Chris Abrams. 32, Jim Dillon. 43, Ross Schumacher. 34, Casey Weiss. And now the starting line. Guard, Sheboygan North. Robbie Springboard. 35, Sheboygan North. 31, Glenn Wainer. 24, Mike Miller. 25, Eric Wood. 24, Lee Westler. 21, Adam Smith. For Fond du Lac, number 12, Snyder. Number 35, Trent Wirth.
And that's tonight's starting lineups once again. Kind of tough to hear for Fond du Lac. Lee Greschel, Matt Sprader, Robbie Springborn, Mike Millage, and Ed Ross are the starters. For Sheboygan North, Luke Pittner, Eric Wirth, Brad Weiner, Trent Wirtz, and Adam Schmitz. We're just about ready for tip-off. Go ahead, Sean.
What an excellent and outstanding atmosphere we got here. We got the student section for Sheboygan North going crazy, the student section for Fond du Lac going crazy. This is the sectional final, a trip to the state tournament's on the line, baby.
Boy, this is an exciting atmosphere. It's a lot of fun to be here tonight. Both teams excited and ready to come out. We are just about set for the opening tip-off. Sectional final action here. Fond du Lac and Sheboygan North. For the opening tip-off, it's going to be Fond du Lac's Ed Ross. And for Sheboygan North, we mentioned Trent Wirtz, a guy to keep your eye on. And we're all set for the opening tip-off. And we're underway. Sheboygan North controls the opening tip here, early going. With the basketball is Weiner. He gives it off to Schmitz. Three-point basket on the way off the back of the rim, rebounded by Fond du Lac. Fond du Lac, Robbie Springborn bringing up across the timeline.
For Fond du Lac, probably be very patient opening up, as they always are. Did so last night against Neenah. Working around very slowly, looking for the best possible shot to get.
Lee Greschel takes it in the lane off the side of the rim, rebounded by Sheboygan North.
I'm for sure that was the best possible shot available.
Weiner, the point guard, bringing it up. Weiner between the circles, being guarded by Springborn. Pittner with the basketball. Worth. With it now is Wirtz. Good ball rotation by Sheboygan. Shot on the way off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Eddie Ross. Fond du Lac looking to push it. Springborn brings it up. Looking for some help now.
Got to get it across the timeline. Sprader needs some help.
Greshel, jump shot on the way. Rim one have it. Nice rebound by Eddie Ross, and he is fouled. Good job by Eddie Ross on the offensive board.
Cardinals coming out aggressive as far as the rebounding is concerned. They're Lee Greshel with the first 2 shots in this basketball game. Usually when Lee's scoring, it's a little bit closer to the hoop, not taking that far jump shot, but
foul was on Pittner.
Love to see Ed Ross get involved early in this basketball game.
First one on the way is good. That's a guy, as you mentioned, Sean, we got to see him get involved. He's going to be a big key in this basketball game for Fond du Lac. See if we can post him up.
Get Ed some touches early on.
Second one on the way is good. Fond du Lac on top, 2-0 early going sectional finals. Sheboygan North bringing the basketball up. With it is Schmitz. On top to Pittner. Schmitz loses it, knocks it out of bounds, and Fond du Lac gets the turnover.
Fond du Lac looks a little bit more crisp so far early on in this basketball game. Sheboygan North a little bit stagnant, and of course their bus was delayed as the bus broke down on the ride down here. That's why this basketball game ended up starting 15 minutes later than it was scheduled to.
Springborn with it. He had a breakout game last night. Big game for Robbie. Greshel going to take it himself. Jump shot on the way, good. Fond du Lac up 4-0.
Third time's a charm for Lee Greshel as he missed his first 2 baskets. That one was good for the senior for this Fond du Lac Cardinal squad.
Schmitz with the basketball. Pittner, 3-pointer on the way, off the back of the rim. No good. Offensive board by Sheboygan North. With the basketball is Wayner. 3-pointer again on the way, and it's good. That's by Eric Worth.
First points of the game for Sheboygan North as they've come out shooting 1 for 4 from the field, and Fond du Lac has a 4-3 lead.
Springborn brings it up, gives it to Millage. Millage going to take it, and he's going to be fouled from behind. That is Eric Worth, the 6-foot senior.
Up and down basketball game as we've seen so far here in the first quarter. Fond du Lac, when getting the chance to push it, they have been not as patient as I had expected them to be.
Greshel with the basketball. Greshel going to take it into the hoop, kicks it back out. 3-point basket by Sprader off the front of the rim, and Fond du Lac comes away with the offensive board. That's Millage. Millage going to crank up a 3 from the outside. Rim one have it, rebounded by Sheboygan North. They're looking to push it up the court now. Pittner with it. Pittner in a little bit of trouble trying to find some help. Schmitz. Wirtz. Wirtz underneath, being double teamed. Kicks it to Schmitz. On top to Wayner. Wayner trying to find somebody open. Now Wirtz has it. Wirtz going to crank up a 3-pointer. Rim one have it. Eddie Ross with the rebound for the Cards. So Fond du Lac playing some good defense here early on.
Wirtz not able to get open down low with that double team, has to take his shot outside. I think Fond du Lac will be happy if that's going to be the equation all night long.
Greshel taking it in. Offensive foul, Lee Greshel.
Early on here, the Cardinals getting Lee Greshel involved on almost every single offensive possession. Obviously something that Coach Diener sees and likes with Lee Greshel in some sort of matchup against Sheboygan North tonight, as Greshel has taken the majority of the shots for Fond du Lac.
Casey Weiss into the basketball game for Fond du Lac along with Chris Saberlich. Weiss coming up with a big shot last night. Expect him to get some more playing time tonight.
Casey Weiss obviously has got to feel confident after hitting the game-winning shot for Fond du Lac, and the kid's got some tools, and see if the junior's going to be able to exploit some of that and get some good playing time tonight.
Schmitz, short jumper on the way, swish.
The defense from Fond du Lac unable to get out of the down low zone quick enough to cover Schmitz there.
And Fond du Lac nearly turns it over, and there was no foul. Scrambling on the floor with it, and we're going to have a jump ball. Possession arrow, Cardinals.
Cardinals a little bit of a problem with the pressure there, trying to bring the ball up court there as being hounded by the defense of Sheboygan North.
Into the game for Sheboygan, Shane Dodge, a 6'3" senior. It's one thing about this Sheboygan North team, loaded with quite a few seniors that get a lot of playing time. Fond du Lac with the basketball. Matt Sprader to Springborn. Springborn taking it in. Looks to kick it back out. He does. That's Sprader. Springborn looking for Weiss. Sprader. Saberlick. Fond du Lac very patient, just trying to find an open man. And we are going to have a foul underneath, and that's going to be on Adam Schmitz. That'll be his first.
Schmitz with the foul as Ed Ross down low trying to get some position in the post. Picking up the foul on the Sheboygan North defender. That's their third team foul.
Fond du Lac inbounding at baseline to Eddie Ross. Fond du Lac looking to set up a play here. Sprader trying to see if they can find an open jumper. Sheboygan North has stopped him the last couple times down the court. Springborn with it, takes it in the lane. Short jumper on the way. Rim wouldn't have it, rebounded by Wirtz.
If you're Fond du Lac and you get open looks like that close to the basket, between that 5 and 7 foot range, you want to connect on those.
Wirtz with the basketball. Wirtz with it is Dodge.
Ross giving Dodge that jump shot if he wants it.
Wayner trying to call a play now. Spreads it out. Wirtz with it. Being guarded by Weiss. Pittner into the lane. Shot wouldn't go. Rebounded by Eddie Ross. Fond du Lac looking to push it. Springborn brings it up. Springborn to Weiss. Weiss taking it in to Sprader.
Coach Dieter wants the offense to get down low and get Ed Ross involved and get it down. As the Cardinals unable to do that, well, Ed says, okay, I'll come out to the perimeter and touch the ball.
We're right next to Dick Diener here, and he's calling out plays. Sprader with it to Weiss. Springborn. With it now is Saberlick. 2:15 left here in the opening quarter of the sectional final. Fond du Lac down 5-4.
Cardinals very, very patient so far in this offensive possession.
Fond du Lac a lot of patience, Sean, as you mentioned, and that bodes well for the Cards. With it is Sprader. Sprader being guarded. Weiss, jump shot on the way, off the front of the rim. Fond du Lac struggling from the field here all of a sudden. Sheboygan North looking to push it. With it is Wayner, being guarded by Springborn. Dodge taking it into the lane. He steps out of bounds. Turnover, Sheboygan North.
Cardinals 0 for their last 4 shot attempts. As Fond du Lac trying to get it down low, but something we saw last night, the Cardinals with several turnovers in the basketball game, don't need to force anything down low if you want to get Ed Ross involved. Only make that pass if you know it's going to be able to get into his hands.
Millage checks in the game, as well as Sean Bartelt, the 6'3" sophomore. He checks in for the first time. Springborn bringing the ball up across the timeline. Bartelt, two-pointer on the way, no good. Rebounded by Sheboygan North. That's Wirtz. Wayner going to bring it up. Sheboygan looking to get it into the lane. Wayner, three-pointer on the way, good. 8-4, Fond du Lac down. Still early going here in this basketball game. Springborn, Fond du Lac trying to make some points here. Right now, Sheboygan North on an 8-0 run.
Sheboygan North with all the momentum. Cardinals trying to score in the basket, which is surrounded by the North student section.
Springborn between the circles. Ross underneath, fouled, and shot did not count if it went, but it didn't go. We have a foul.
Robbie Springborn basically in the sectional semifinal game against Neenah in the later moments of the fourth quarter and then overtime, basically all it was for Fond du Lac on offense was Robbie Springborn at the top of the key and then doing a dribble drive and either taking the shot himself or getting somebody involved. And so far in this game, he's been able to get himself in the lane and get some good passes to his teammates and get them some shots.
Foul was on Trent Wirtz, his first. 46 seconds left here in the opening quarter. 8-4 in favor of Sheboygan North.
But I wonder if the Cardinals either look for a quick shot, and if it's not going to be there, play for one. Wonder a layup, Coach Diener yells to his squad.
Springborn, and they call a double dribble. I didn't see it, but I guess the referees did.
Definitely not what the Cardinals wanted there, as Trent Wirtz will check back in for Sheboygan North with 32 seconds left in the first quarter. A very low-scoring first quarter. The Cardinals only putting 4 points on the scoreboard. Not much better for Sheboygan North, as they've only scored 8.
Fond du Lac jumped off to a 4-0 lead, and then 2 3-point baskets and a 2-point shot have put Sheboygan North on top. Now with 20 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Pittner with the basketball. On top to Wayner. Down to 13 seconds. Fond du Lac just trying to make one more stop here at the end of the quarter. Wayner with it. Jump shot on the way. Off the front of the rim, and we are going to come to the end of the first quarter of play. First quarter with a lot of defense. Your score right now, Sheboygan North 8, Fond du Lac 4. We'll be back after this. You're watching Fond du Lac basketball on Charter Sports.
Education is more important than ever for our children to have one, and it's not getting cheaper. That's why Charter Communications is awarding scholarships across the state through our Cable in the Classroom program. To find out how to qualify for a $1,000 scholarship, stop by our local Charter Communications office or talk to your local high school guidance counselor. Charter Communications, we're more than just your cable company.
And welcome back to the Cult Sports Center. At the end of the first quarter, Sheboygan North 8, Fond du Lac 4. Sean, both teams kind of coming out in the first quarter a little bit tight. Fond du Lac with only 1 field goal in the first quarter.
Fond du Lac 1 of 8 shooting in that first quarter. You mentioned it, only made 1 field goal. Sheboygan North, not really much other, shooting 33%, as they are 3 of 9 from the field. So see if the offense picks it up a little bit here. I guess you can credit the defense of both teams for that low-scoring first quarter.
All right, for the second quarter play-by-play, here's my partner, Sean Kaiser.
Thank you very much, Nick. We are just about to start the second quarter here. Sectional final action between Fond du Lac and Sheboygan North. And Sheboygan North has an 8-4 lead. North starting on offense here in the second quarter. As they kick the ball around the perimeter. That's Matt Forsen. Now over to Eric Worth. Worth and Forsen playing a 2-man game. Worth's going to square up for a 3-point shot. He was open for it, but he missed it. Rebound for Mike Millich. Dick Diener says, let's get up court quickly. Cardinals do so. Down the lane, Sprader dishes it off to Ed Ross, and it's good. Fond du Lac, listening to head coach Dick Diener, getting down the court quickly and getting themselves an easy basket with Ed Ross to lay in. Quickly the other way is Sheboygan North, and they'll draw a foul.
And the foul is going to go on
Springborn. A shooting foul, they're going to call that. Staring into the student section of Fond du Lac. Not a problem on that first free throw.
Wayner now with 4 points in the basketball game.
Second one, no good. Rebound, bounced around, jump ball, possession arrow points to Sheboygan North. Or make that Fond du Lac.
Yep, we'll go to Fond du Lac.
9-6 the lead for Sheboygan North. 7 minutes and 10 seconds left in the second quarter. Substitution for Sheboygan North checking in is Jake Susky, 6'6" junior. Very lanky guy. And Fond du Lac goes to work offensively here in the second quarter. Robbie Springborn penetrating all the way down the lane, kicking it out for a 3-point shot for Mike Millich. It's good. Cardinals 2 of 2 to start off this second quarter. This Robbie Springborn talked about it, penetrating and finding an open player.
Yeah, Millich wide open outside, and they thought Springborn was going to take it in the lane, and good job seeing Millich was Robbie.
Got to see, the Cardinals need some points, and Mike Millage is the guy that can put some points on the scoreboard. Didn't get any shot attempts in that first quarter. Look for Millage to get some shot attempts here in the second quarter and the rest of the basketball game. Fond du Lac with the defense. The three-point shot going to be taken by the big 6'6" guy who just came in. Dick Diener once again saying, push the ball up court. Fond du Lac does so. To the rim goes Lee Greshel. No foul is going to be called. That's going to be called a clean block. And coming the other way is Sheboygan North. As quickly the tempo of this basketball game starting to pick up. Thrown away. Oh, they're going to say that was off the foot of the Fond du Lac Cardinals. The pass inside looked like a possible turnover, but off the foot of Fond du Lac, and Sheboygan North retains the possession. This game all tied up at 9 here with 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the second quarter.
As you mentioned, Sean, a game that was kind of slow paced has all of a sudden picked up, and a lot of electricity here to start the second quarter.
Quickly taking the shot on the inbounds pass. That's Weiner for Sheboygan North. And North back up by 2.
Weiner, the leading scorer for Sheboygan North, with 6 points.
Bad pass there for Fond du Lac as Sprader throws it a little bit too high for Mike Millage. First turnover for the game for Fond du Lac. Sheboygan North has 3 turnovers. Kind of seems funny seeing Ed Ross out on the perimeter guarding a defender, but
they're trying to draw Ross away from, see if they can get an easy layup.
Trying to help out the defense there for Wirt Susky, a guy who attempted a three-point shot earlier and can do a little bit inside-outside. Here's an outside jump shot on the way from Worth, which is no good. Lee Greshel grabs the rebound for Fond du Lac. Open three-point shot is good. Lee Greshel. Lee Greshel, the senior, a three-point basket, giving the Cardinals a 1-point lead.
And they let Greshel take that shot, and Greshel wasn't afraid to take it and knocked it down.
Let's see if Fond du Lac can pick it up on the defensive end. Susky misses a shot. Another rebound for Fond du Lac. Fond du Lac looking to extend on their 1-point lead. Millage open for the 3. That's way off.
That was NBA-style 3.
Millage looking to hit from way downtown. Unable to go there for Fond du Lac. Quickly up court, Sheboygan North. Drawing the foul is Weiner, penetrating into the lane.
And that's going to go on Springborn. That'll be his second foul. And Coach Dick Diener going to the Pines is going to bring in Colin West.
You know, thinking back to the sectional semifinal game against Neenah, I honestly cannot remember a time when Robbie Springborn was on the bench. I almost think that Springborn, I'm not saying he played all the game, but I think he was in there for all of regulation and overtime. So here are the Cardinals, who lead by 1. Now Sheboygan North's got a 1-point lead as Weiner knocks that basket down.
That was a nice turnaround jump shot by Weiner. Just a smooth shooter. He has 8 points in this basketball game.
Matt Sprader handling the point guard duties now with Robbie Springborn checked out. Here comes Colin West in the lane, dishing it off to Ed Ross. West picks up a foul on the drive. Trying to lobby that, saying he was shooting that one. I'm pretty sure Colin was trying to dish it off to Ed Ross, however.
And the foul is going to go on Shane Dodge, his first.
Interesting to see how much Colin West gets involved in this basketball game. A defensive specialist for the Cardinals. Didn't see a whole lot of playing time last night until we got later in that basketball game and when Coach was making offensive, defensive substitutions. But obviously he's in the ball game early here with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Fond du Lac, Springborn out of there. Looks like they're going to play a little bit of a slower tempoed basketball game as they're just passing it around, working for a good shot.
Trying to find
nearly loses it, gets it down low, and Ross with good position, no good, but a nice job by Matt Sprader. He had an outstanding ball game against Neenah in the sectional semifinal, playing aggressive on the boards, and a perfect job of that time when he puts in the offensive glass.
Yeah, Fond du Lac trying to find Eddie Ross underneath, and Sprader just not giving it up and going and getting the offensive board, and Fond du Lac on top, 14-13.
Cardinals have done a nice job on the glass tonight, and that shot is going to drop for Sheboygan North as Weiner seems to be picking it up offensively for Sheboygan North.
Yeah, Weiner with 10 points now. Worth with 3 and Schmidt with 2. They're keeping Wirt scoreless so far.
Cross-court pass there for Greshel. A little bit out of control. He turns the ball over. Here comes Sheboygan North with a 1-point lead.
Now it's time to toughen up on D.
And turning the ball over right away. Don't know if that's the kind of pass you wanted to see. A touchdown pass thrown there for Lee Greshel. Greshel, during the football season, used to throwing those, not used to being on the receiving end of those, and it bounces off of Greshel, and we've got a timeout.
Fond du Lac going to call a 20-second timeout. I think the basic reason for this timeout, Sean, Fond du Lac getting a little bit sloppy, trying to make something happen. Dick Diener, I think, just wants his team to slow down a little bit. Robbie Springborn out of the basketball game, maybe play a little bit slower tempo of an offense without him, and you can't make turnovers and expect to win this game.
Fond du Lac a little bit out of control on their last two offensive possessions with those wild long passes that they were making down there. And we talked about it with Springborn out of the basketball game. Cardinals might look to go a little bit more slow tempoed as they don't have their point guard in there who's able to create some good shots for the team. And Cardinals a chance to regroup here. Sheboygan North leads 15-14, 3 minutes, 3 seconds left here in the second quarter of the sectional final action between Fond du Lac and Sheboygan North. Here comes North with the basketball, as they are 3 of 6 shooting here in the second quarter. All their points have been scored by Wayner. Haven't heard much from Trent Wirtz at all. In fact, I don't think he scored any points in this basketball game. So credit the defense of Fond du Lac for shutting down the Division I star, Trent Wirtz from Sheboygan North. Lee Greshel now drawing the assignment on Wirtz. North coming out of this timeout, very patient. Wirtz looking for something, but he's got nothing. An open shot way downtown. It's good. Luke Hittner with the three-point bomb for Sheboygan North, and they're quickly back up by 4.
That's Sheboygan North's third three-point basket of the game.
See how Fond du Lac answers this short run by Sheboygan North. Mike Millage, he's open from 3. He can hit from there, and he does. Mike Millage says, I'll answer your three-point basket, pulling the Cardinals back within 1. Quickly up the court is Fond du Lac. Block shot by Eddie Ross, but controlled by Sheboygan North.
And then they're going to call a tic-tac foul on Mike Millage.
Ed Ross with a nice block shot there. Fans agreeing with you on that call for the tic-tac foul. Tic-tacs smell good, though.
Yeah, they do.
That foul certainly didn't. That foul call. Either way, Sheboygan North with 1-point lead. Here's Trent Wirtz looking to get involved in the basketball game. No good. Ed Ross having some problems controlling the rebound, but fortunately for Fond du Lac, a foul is going to be called. Didn't see that foul called last night. Ross had some problem with a couple of rebounds against Nina, but the foul was not called that time. The foul will be called, and Trent Wirtz again missing a shot for Sheboygan North, and North unable to get their star involved in this basketball game.
That foul went on Dodge. That's his second.
Colin West handling the ball for Fond du Lac. 1:25 to go in the second quarter. Matt Sprader pulls up from 10, and Matt Sprader hits, giving a Fond du Lac the lead once again. 19-18, the Cardinals up by 1 with 1:17 to go in the second quarter.
Fond du Lac only scoring 4 points in the first quarter. They've come out and scored 15 already here in the second quarter.
I'd say the Cardinals with a big defensive stand here, unless Sheboygan's going to say, let's hold it down for 1, but they're not. Love to see the Cardinals stop Sheboygan North here and then be able to play for 1. Penetrating is Worth, going into the lane. No foul is going to be called, and looked like he got away with a charge there.
Yeah, I think so.
Either way, Sheboygan North back up by 1 with 47 seconds to go in the second quarter. Sprader with the basketball, got to get it across. Lee Greshel with it now. Don't want to shoot that basket. Dick Diener firmly holding up his finger for 1, as Lee Greshel didn't hear it. Luckily for Lee, he gets fouled on the shot.
And that's going to go on Dodge once again. That'll be his third. So Lee Greshel a chance here with 36 seconds left in the first half of play to put Fond du Lac back in the lead with 2 free throw shots.
Greshel's first free throw is good. You better make both of these. Coach had his finger up saying, let's go for 1. Greshel didn't hear it. You better make both these free throws count.
6 points in the game so far for Lee.
talked about it. Lee, once again, very aggressive going to the basket, neither looking to get his own shot or get somebody else open and get a good basket for them. Second free throw on the way is good for Lee Greshel. Fond du Lac's up 21-20, 33 seconds to go in the second quarter. Trent Wirtz with the basket. He's going to go in. Count it, and a foul. Trent Wirtz, first points of the basketball game, come with 25 seconds to play in the second quarter. The foul's going to be called as well, as Wirtz will go try to cap off a three-point play.
Wirtz just being aggressive there, Sean, and just taking it into the lane. And Fond du Lac's done a good job on him, keeping him scoreless here in the first half, except for that shot. So they're doing their job right now. A guy like him, you can't shut him down. You just can hope to contain him, as they say.
Lee Greshel with 2 fouls, going to check out for the rest of this second quarter. Lee was in foul trouble early in that game against Neenah. Wasn't able to re-enter the game until late in the second half. Greshel's been pretty key offensively and defensively so far for Fond du Lac. Wirtz from the free throw line. Up and no good. Ed Ross controls the rebound. Fond du Lac a chance to play for one with 20 seconds to go in the second quarter. Sheboygan North leads 22-20. Robbie Springborn back in the basketball game as he has 2 personal fouls. Being hounded by Sheboygan North and double teamed, he kicks it over to Matt Sprader. 10 seconds to go. Sprader penetrating down the lane. That ball was kicked, but they're not going to call it. Coming the other way is Trent Wirtz. 2 seconds to go. He loses the ball. It's pandemonium here as we end the second quarter.
Gosh, these referees just totally missed a kick ball. I cannot believe that. What game are they watching?
So we're going to halftime. And
wow.
Luckily, Fond du Lac not hurt by that lost possession. And Sheboygan North leads 22-21.
We are at half, 22-21 in favor of Sheboygan North. We'll be back with some stats and scoring.
Education and hope more important than ever for our children to have one, and it's not getting cheaper. That's why Charter Communications is awarding scholarships across the state through our Cable in the Classroom program. To find out how to qualify for a $1,000 scholarship, stop by a local Charter Communications office or talk to your local high school guidance counselor. Charter Communications, we're more than just your cable company.
And welcome back. We are at the half, and the Fond du Lac Cardinals are trailing 22-21. Sean, first half of play, Fond du Lac first quarter got off to a slow start. Came out in the second quarter and put some points on the board. I think a key factor so far for Fond du Lac is stopping Wirtz. He only has 2 points in the basketball game.
Fond du Lac's done an excellent job, and the open of this program talked about some of the keys to the games for the Cardinals, and one of those being the fact that they needed to stop the big Division I talent for Sheboygan North, that being Trent Wirtz. So far, the Cardinals have been able to do that, and sitting here only trailing this game by 1 at halftime can't feel too bad.
Yeah, I think Fond du Lac, Sean, has Sheboygan North right where they want them. I think the longer that Fond du Lac stays in this basketball game and keeps it close, better chances they have, obviously, of coming away with a victory.
Game looks very much similar to the sectional semifinal matchup for Fond du Lac and Neenah. Nip and tuck basketball game. Every possession seems to count, and you know, Fond du Lac has only trailed this game by as many as 4, so North unable to pull away from Fond du Lac, and the Cardinals hanging right in there. Interesting to watch how the fouls mount up, however. Robbie Springborn, the point guard for the Cardinals, who's really been instrumental so far in these later stages of the playoffs as far as his play at point guard and running the offense. He's got 2 personal fouls in this game, so hopefully able to keep him out of foul trouble the rest of this way.
Yep, let's take a look at the first half stats.
The Fond du Lac Cardinals shooting 33% from the field in the first half. Sheboygan North a tad bit better at 45%. Fond du Lac perfect from the free throw line, 4 of 4, and Sheboygan North 1 of 2. Rebounding advantage goes to the Cardinals, 13-7, and Sheboygan North 2 more turnovers than Fond du Lac.
First half scoring, Fond du Lac led in scoring by Lee Greshel with 7 points, including a big wide open 3-point basket. Mike Millage with 2 3-pointers. He has 6 in the first half. For Sheboygan North, they are led by Wayner. He has 10 points. Wirtz has chipped in 5 points, and as we mentioned, Wirtz only held to 2 points in the first half of play. Well, we are at the half. Fond du Lac only down by 1, 22-21. The winner of this game advances to the WIAA state tournament in Madison. We will have the second half coming up right after this. You're watching Fond du Lac Cardinals sectional action on Charter Sports.
Education. It's more important than ever for our children to have one, and it's not getting cheaper. That's why Charter Communications is awarding scholarships across the state through our Cable in the Classroom program. To find out how to qualify for a $1,000 scholarship, stop by a local Charter Communications office or talk to your local high school guidance counselor. Charter Communications, we're more than just your cable company.
And welcome back. We are at the half here from the Culf Fieldhouse at the campus of UW Oshkosh. Fond du Lac down 22-21 at the half, and we're just about ready for second half action. And I think, Sean, one key for Fond du Lac here in the second half, I think they got to get keep Robbie Springborn out of foul trouble, get him a little bit more active. And he's a guy, as I mentioned early on, a guy that last night really came into his own, and I think he really matured, creating shots for other players and making some big shots himself. He had, what was it, 10 points last night?
Yeah, Robbie did an excellent job in that sectional semifinal against Neenah, running the offense, and that's what Fond du Lac's going to need here in the second half if they want to be able to hang with Sheboygan North. Also watch the fouls on Lee Greshel as well. Greshel has been a very active part for Fond du Lac, both offensively and defensively in this first half, and Greshel's got 2 fouls as well. So interested to see what Coach Diener and the Cardinals come out and do here in the second half. A trip to the state tournament on the line in this basketball game.
The last time the Cardinals made it to the state tournament was in 1998. Guys on that team like Drew Diener, Casey Jekyll,
Andy Rose,
Brad Reinke. That was a fun year.
Definitely a fun year. Mike Koenigs, the senior point guard of that team, an unfortunate loss at the state tournament to Waukesha West. Still can't forget that shot Brian Cesarniak hit.
Yep. Just underway here in the second half. Sheboygan North with the basketball. Wayner with it. He gives it to Worth. Worth with the basketball. Fond du Lac in a man-to-man defense here to start the second half. Wayner with it. He led Sheboygan North with 10 points in the first half. Wayner with it. Underneath to Wirtz. Wirtz being guarded by Greshel. Wayner spots up for 3. Shot wouldn't go. Wirtz with the rebound. Pittner kicks out a 3 of his own, and he hits it.
Now, a little bit disappointing for Fond du Lac as Ed Ross was under the basket and should have rebounded that missed shot. Fortunately, he didn't, and turned into 3 free points for Sheboygan North.
Milic hits a 3 of his own off the back of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Sheboygan North. They're looking to push it up the court here. Pittner with it. Sheboygan North works, being guarded by Greshel. 25-21. Go ahead, Sean.
Greshel with those 2 fouls, and with his assignment on Wirtz, you got to imagine that they want to get the ball in Wirtz's hands more often, not only to get Lee in foul trouble. Of course, Wirtz only has 2 points in this game.
Wirtz with the basketball, being guarded by Greshel. Wirtz taking it, finger roll layup. Rim wouldn't have it, and a rebound by North. Another second chance opportunity. Wayner, turnaround jump shot in the lane. Off the rim, no good. Eddie Ross with a strong rebound.
Coach Diener wanting the Cardinals to push it up court quickly, and fortunately there aren't too many Cardinals back offensively to do so.
3-point basket by Greshel on the way. He hits it.
Big-time basket there for the Cardinals. They needed that one, pulling them back within 1 as Sheboygan North came out and started to take a little bit control here in the third quarter.
Greshel with the steal, coast to coast, and the layup. Fond du Lac with the lead now, 26-25. Big 3-point basket by Greshel, and then he steps it up on defense.
How quickly the momentum changed there. Sheboygan North looked like they had a chance to take control of this basketball game. Now the Cardinals have a 1-point lead.
Work shot off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Sheboygan North. Wayner with the basketball.
They've got 3 offensive rebounds, does Sheboygan North here in the third quarter.
Fond du Lac fan section making a lot of noise, sensing some momentum here to start the second half. Wirtz with the basketball. Pittner being guarded by Millage. Fond du Lac playing strong defense. Shot on the way, off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Greshel. Fond du Lac looking to push it. Dick Diener wants an up-tempo offense. Springborn, Millage, Greshel.
Greshel wanted to shoot that three.
Boy, that would get this crowd going if he could hit another one. Millage to Springborn. Springborn trying to look for Ross underneath. Springborn takes it into the land of the Giants. Eddie Ross strong to the lane, and he's fouled. It's going to be a two-shot foul.
That's what we've been talking about with Robbie Springborn. The way he can create shots for his teammates there is Springborn did a magnificent job of dribbling that basketball in and out of defenders of Sheboygan North. I have no idea how he's able to control that basketball, but gets it down low to Ed Ross, and you know, if Ed's not getting lay-ins or whatever, this is another great place to see Ed Ross. That's at the free throw line.
Fouls on Wirtz, that's his second personal. Ross at the free throw line, where he's 2 of 2 tonight. First one on the way, off the rim. Should have kept my mouth shut.
You jinxed him.
I know it. 26-25, 4:45 left here in the third quarter. Ross eyeing up his second attempt. Shot on the way, no good. Eddie Ross missing both free throws. Wayner brings the basketball up. Wayner with it, being guarded by Sprader. Pittner. Worth with it now. Sheboygan North trying to slow down the tempo of this game a little bit.
And North playing,
go ahead.
North playing without Trent Wirtz currently at this moment.
Ball taken away by Fond du Lac. Springborn looking to push it up. He gives it to Sprader. Sprader, oh, good ball rotation. Millage for three, and he hits it! Millage with a big three, and they are on top 29-25.
And that's what the offense the Cardinals are doing right now will create. When the Cardinals get back quickly on offense, you're going to have a guy trailing there, and that's exactly what happened. Mike Millage opened for the three-point bomb, and Millage has been hot from downtown.
Yeah, that's three-point baskets for Millage. Good ball rotation, Sean. Not afraid to give up the basketball to find the open guy. Unselfish play by the Cardinals, and that's why they are on top with their biggest, tied their biggest lead in the basketball game, 29-25.
Robbie Springborn playing some of his best basketball of the season at the best time to be playing your best basketball.
Wayner with it for Sheboygan North. Wirtz into the lane, and he hits it.
Wirtz checking back in now for Sheboygan North as he's going to look to heat up here and prove why he's a Division I talent.
Sprader brings up the basketball. Greshel, good ball move. Millage again, off the front of the rim. Shot went cold. Good job by Millage hustling after it. Greshel into the lane, and good. Greshel now with 14 points. And then Fond du Lac falling asleep on defense, and Wirtz taking it down and laying it in.
Springborn was in trouble with the Cardinals get it up as they've got numbers.
3-on-2 advantage, and Fond du Lac gets the offensive board. Staying aggressive was Eddie Ross. Springborn looking to slow it down and call a play. Springborn between the circles.
Back and forth game there for a while now. Fond du Lac. Dick Peters says, all right, let's slow it down a little bit and set up a play.
Greshel to Millage. Springborn, 2:43 left here in the third quarter. Robbie Springborn with the basketball to Sprader. Sprader looking for a screen from Greshel, didn't get it. Greshel gonna take it. Nice pass, and Eddie Ross tried to shoot it before he had the ball. Fond du Lac gets it back. Blocked shot on the way was Jake Susky. Fond du Lac will get the basketball back. Boy, the second half, this place has gotten loud.
Ed Ross has got to be ready for those passes as Lee Greshel has been doing an outstanding job tonight. Being aggressive on that offensive end, penetrating as the defense of Sheboygan North unable to handle him. Wide open was Ed Ross. He should be grabbing that and slam dunking it.
Greshel with it. Springborn. Springborn. He's going to be fouled. That foul will go on Matt Korzen.
What a coming of age for Robbie Springborn here in these last two basketball games. This kid is only a sophomore, has his best basketball ahead of him, and you see why, at being a sophomore, you see why he is playing at this varsity level already.
He's just got confidence with that basketball. He's not afraid to take control of the offense. A lot of times you see a point guard being a senior, a guy that wants to be the leader of the team. Not here. In this case, they got Robbie Springborn. Springborn now with the basketball between the circles. To Greshel. Millage with it now. Springborn. Jump shot in the lane. And he banks it in. I think I heard him call it.
Confidence is what you talked about, and that's what the Cardinals, they played last night like a confident team, and winning a game like that's going to give you some confidence. Earlier this season, Fond du Lac played some games, didn't look real confident. They look confident right now.
Wirtz, block shot, and we're going to get a foul. Wow. That almost looked like on ball.
It's all right. Fond du Lac's being aggressive. Calls like that, if you're a coach, you'll accept because it means your team is being aggressive.
And that's going to go on Eddie Ross. That's only his first foul. Wirtz at the line where he's 0 for 1 tonight.
You got to feel good if you're the Cardinals. We talked about Ed Ross in foul trouble, something that he's had a problem with in these last two basketball games. Ed Ross has been doing a very good job in not picking up the fouls.
Wirtz with only 2 points in the first half. He now has 5 here in the second half.
Cardinals lead by 3, 33-30, a minute 39 to go in the third quarter.
Ross coming out of the basketball game, getting a nice round of applause from the crowd. Weiss checks in, and he comes away with the rebound here. 1:34 left in the third quarter. Springborn brings up the basketball, loses the dribble, knocked out of bounds. It's going to go back to the Cardinals.
Cardinals who seem to have a little bit of trouble here with the dribble, and credit the defense of Sheboygan North as they've been playing them tough.
Millage inbounds the basketball right in front of us. Springborn with it. 33-30 in favor of the Cardinals. Springborn to Greshel. Greshel trying to find somebody open. Good ball movement. Millage, who's hit 3 three-point baskets so far in this game. Shot on the way. No good. And Sheboygan North, 2 guys fighting over the rebound. Wayner gets it. He brings it up. Looking to cut this 3-point deficit down is Sheboygan North. Under a minute left here in the third quarter. Wirtz with it, who's become a little bit more involved in the offense, and we're going to have a foul underneath on Casey Weiss.
Sheboygan North with 45 seconds to go, looking for a good shot. Not for sure if Coach Desatel and the North Raiders are going to play for one here, or what their strategy is here as we wind down the third quarter.
Greshel coming out of the basketball game here, getting a nice round of applause. He's had some big points, 7 big points here in the third quarter.
Don't want Greshel to pick up a sloppy foul in the waning seconds of this third quarter.
Shot blocked by Ross, and Weiss is going to get called for his second foul.
Wirtz on the drive there as Weiss, and that's a perfect example of why you take Lee Greshel out of the basketball game. If Greshel's there, he picks up his third foul, and something you really don't want the Cardinals to have happen.
Chris Aberlich checking into the game for Fond du Lac for Millage. Millage has had a big game so far. 9 points, all of them coming on the 3-point variety. Weiss inbounding the basketball is Wirtz, and he's going to be traveled. It should have been over the back, Sean. Reaching over the back was Wirtz.
I thought the call was going to be foul on Fond du Lac, but hey, we'll take anything we can get. We'll take the calls when they come our way.
Schrader bringing the basketball up. 30 seconds left. See if they play for one. Schrader to Saberlich. Springborn. We're now with 20 seconds left in counting here in the third quarter. Springborn. Expect the Cardinals to set up a play now here with 10 seconds left. Springborn with it.
Watch Springborn penetrate.
See if they can come up with a big shot here towards the end of the quarter. Weiss, shot on the way, good! Casey Weiss with a big basket, and we come to the end of the third quarter of play. Fond du Lac on top by 5, 35-30. We'll be back right after this. You're watching Fond du Lac sectional final action on Charter Sports.
Education. It's more important than ever for our children to have one, and it's not getting cheaper. That's why Charter Communications is awarding scholarships across the state through our Cable in the Classroom program. To find out how to qualify for a $1,000 scholarship, stop by a local Charter Communications office or talk to your local high school guidance counselor. Charter Communications, we're more than just your cable company.
And welcome back to the Call Fieldhouse here. Just the almost start of the fourth quarter. Sean, go and tell the Fond du Lac Cardinals that they've been underdogs in this sectional, coming out here 35-30. Great third quarter of play.
8 minutes away from a trip to the state tournament in Madison is one of these two teams. The Cardinals have a 5-point lead. Excellent third quarter for Fond du Lac. 6 of 10 shooting. Carried on that hot shooting they had in the second quarter. Sheboygan North went cold. Part of the defense of Fond du Lac is Sheboygan North only 3 of 9 from the field third quarter.
To take us to the state tournament, here's Sean Kaiser.
Oh, geez, don't put the weight of the world on my shoulders there, Nick. Fond du Lac with the basketball to start the fourth quarter. They lead this basketball game by 5. And you got to wonder if they are not going to take a very slow tempo here with this 5-point lead and a chance to go to the state tournament. I got to believe that Fond du Lac's going to be very patient with the basketball and really try to wind some clock down here in this fourth quarter.
Shot blocked.
Springborn down the lane, and he gets his shot blocked. As Fond du Lac, they can either do what I said or they can keep doing what they're doing and keep their momentum. Play this game to win, play not to lose.
Yeah, I think early on, Sean, that's what they got to do.
Worth wide open three is good. Sheboygan North pulling within 2 here. 35-33, Fond du Lac on top. 7 minutes, 12 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Springborn quickly down the lane. Shot on the way is no good. Over the back, going to be called the foul on Ed Ross. He picks up his second personal. Don't want to lose the momentum you had from that third quarter here quickly. Sheboygan North's already at a 3-point basket. If they come down and able to tie up this game or take the lead, you know the North fan section is going to be wild, and the North team's going to be pumped up. Fond du Lac has calmed down a little bit here, worked for some good shots, and continue to take control of this basketball game.
Greshel and Millage check into the game for Fond du Lac to get a little breather. I'm anticipating they'll probably be in here the rest of the basketball game.
Wirtz with the basketball. He has been absolutely quiet in this game. Takes the jump shot, no good. Another miss for Wirtz and a rebound for Fond du Lac. Springborn, who's had an outstanding game in 3 quarters of a game in this sectional. Thought about taking the 3-point shot, thinks better of it. Restarts the offense for the Cardinals. Springborn down low to Ross. Ross working against Wirtz. Ross turning in, overlays it, gets back his own rebound and puts it in. Eddie Ross, and he gets fouled. The big ticket, Ed Ross, following his own shot, staying aggressive. Ross putting it in and going to the free throw line for 1.
Ross just staying up there. He's got about 2 or 3 inches on any of those Sheboygan North players. Great aggressive play by Ross. He's fouled. He's got a chance for a 3-point play.
Ross down low in the posts there, working in a little bit, able to control the ball, control himself, and good things happen when Ed does that. Free throw good for Ed Ross. Fond du Lac up by 5, 38-33. 6 minutes, 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this sectional final. And the crowd comes alive for Fond du Lac, chanting defense. Sheboygan North with it, outside jumper on the way, no good. Lee Greshel strong up for the rebound for the Cardinals. Greshel with the basketball, dribbling around. Cardinals got numbers. Greshel all the way to the hole, overlays it. Coming the other way is Sheboygan North. Intensity here.
Yeah,
a trip
what
to
a
the
game.
state tournament is on the way. Lee Greshel, the senior, doesn't want this to be his last. Oh, a deadly 3-pointer on the way. Wayner, who's been quiet ever since that second quarter, buries a 3-point shot.
The only 2 baskets of the quarter so far have been of the 3-point variety from Sheboygan North.
Fond du Lac a 2-point lead, 38-36, 5:32 to go in the fourth quarter. Springborn pounding that dribble. trying to get it down low to Ed Ross. Ross and Wirtz tangling up. Referees are going to say it's Fond du Lac basketball. That's the matchup we've been expecting down low all night, is Ross and Wirtz, and these two behemoths able to go at it here in the fourth quarter. Fond du Lac up by 2. As we approach 5 minutes to play, Matt Sprader, the kiss off the glass. Good for Fond du Lac. Coach Diener cheering on his team, saying, let's play some defense here. The Cardinals up by 4.
Good job right there by Sprader. Just a short jump shot, big basket. Fond du Lac, as you mentioned, Sean, up by 4. We have 5:12 left in this basketball game. They just got to keep up the intensity, play some tough defense now, not allow Sheboygan North to hit another three-pointer.
Sheboygan North has been hot from outside in this fourth quarter. That's where all their points have come from. Wayner kicks it out. Sheboygan North's offense very stagnant in that third quarter. Come out a little bit hot here in the fourth quarter. Wayner, the leading scorer for Sheboygan North. Now it's going to be called on Matt Sprader.
Oh, wow.
Tough call to call. I've seen worse calls not called.
Yeah, he seemed to have his position and just playing some defense and called for the foul. Sheboygan North going to call a timeout. It's going to be a full timeout by Sheboygan North. We will take it with them. We will be back after this. Fond du Lac on top, 40-36. You're watching Cardinal basketball on Charter Sports.
Education. It's more important than ever for our children to have one, and it's not getting cheaper. That's why Charter Communications is awarding scholarships across the state through our Cable in the Classroom program. To find out how to qualify for a $1,000 scholarship, stop by a local Charter Communications office or talk to your local high school guidance counselor. Charter Communications, we're more than just your cable company.
And welcome back to the Call Fieldhouse. Fond du Lac, 4 minutes, 44 seconds away from a berth to the state tournament. They're up by 4. We want to congratulate Sean Laconia. The boys today won in their sectional final, They are on their way to the state tournament, so congratulations to the Spartan boys basketball team. Let's hope that these Cardinals can join them down in Madison coming up next week.
Sheboygan North out of the timeout with the basketball. Let's see how they're going to attack the defense of Fond du Lac. A three-point shot's on the way. Oh my goodness, they cannot miss from downtown as they have hit 3 3-pointers here. Is that 3 or 4?
That's 3.
3 3-pointers for Sheboygan North, back within 1 of Fond du Lac. Wayner has just been absolutely outstanding for Sheboygan North.
16 points in the basketball game.
Fond du Lac's done a good job of shutting down their Division I star, Trent Wirtz. Foul called on the inside. That's going to be an offensive foul on Ed Ross. Ross picks up, is that number 3 on Ed?
I believe you're right. That'll be Fond du Lac's 6th team foul.
Yeah, team fouls piling up quickly for the Cardinals. One more and Sheboygan North in the bonus. Only 3 team fouls for Sheboygan North. Under 4 minutes to go. Fond du Lac leads by 1, 40-39. Fourth quarter here. Winner goes to the state tournament. Another three-pointer on the way. Another three-pointer good for Sheboygan North. 4 of 6 in this fourth quarter. All 4 shots they've hit are three-pointers. And Dick Diener says we need a timeout.
Yeah, and they are going to take a timeout and just on fire from outside, and that's what's gotten Sheboygan North back in this basketball game. We are going to take a timeout as well. 42-40. Sheboygan North back on top. Back after this. You're watching Cardinal sectional action on Charter Sports.
Education. It's more important than ever for our children to have one, and it's not getting cheaper. That's why Charter Communications is awarding scholarships across the state through our Cable in the Classroom program. To find out how to qualify for a $1,000 scholarship, stop by a local Charter Communications office or talk to your local high school guidance counselor. Charter Communications, we're more than just your cable company.
welcome back. There you see Dick Diener giving some direction to his boys here down by 2 points. Sheboygan North hitting 4 3-point baskets here in this fourth quarter, Sean.
Cardinals had a lead of 5, seems like just a little while ago, and quickly that lead has evaporated as Sheboygan North absolutely unconscious from downtown. 4 of 6 shooting, all their shots 3-point baskets, as they've got themselves a 2-point lead here. They've got to feel this game's coming down to the wire. 42-40, Sheboygan North on top of Fond du Lac. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. See how Fond du Lac responds to the hot shooting of Sheboygan North. The Cardinals are 2 of 6 shooting from the floor in this quarter. Robbie Springborn picking up the foul. We talked about the foul situation just a little bit a while ago, Nick. The Cardinals with 16 fouls. That'll be foul number 4 on Sheboygan North. Like to see that total get a little bit higher, push Fond du Lac into the bonus.
Yeah, both teams trying to see if they can get into that bonus, and checking into the game is Dodge for Sheboygan North. Fond du Lac, I think they just got to stay aggressive here on offense, try to create some open jumpers. They've kind of looked a little bit tight here in the fourth quarter coming out on offense.
Well, definitely they're going to have to step it up here as they now trail this game. Don't have the luxury of that 5-point lead, which they had as we started this fourth quarter. Springboard penetrates down the lane. Springboard's going to take it himself and get it in. We're tied again at 42. Fond du Lac and Sheboygan North, 3:15 left. Need a big defensive stand here for Fond du Lac. Step up here. Sheboygan North just been shooting the lights out of the basketball in the fourth quarter. Wirtz with it, working against Ed Ross. Ross got 3 fouls. Wirtz puts up an off-balance shot, but the rebound's controlled. Open for the 3-point jumper outside, no good. Ed Ross gets up there for a strong rebound for Fond du Lac. And here come the Cardinals with this game tied at 42. As we're under 3 minutes to play, 2 minutes, 45 seconds and counting. Springborn down the lane. He's going to take a shot again. Score and a foul. Robbie Springborn coming of age here in this sectional, and he scores it and gets a foul.
Good job by Robbie Springborn, taking it up, spotting up for the short jump shot, hitting it. Springborn has 6 points here in the second half, 4 of those coming in the fourth quarter. And a 20-second timeout being called by Sheboygan North. Big basket, and as you mentioned, Robbie Springborn coming of age and really showing some maturity here in the sectionals, looking great.
I cannot say that I've ever seen a player mature like this, like Robbie Springborn has in the sectional semifinal game against Neenah, now in this game against Sheboygan North. Springborn just controlling the offense for the Cardinals. Everything is running through him. Springborn either going to be taking the shot himself or going to be penetrating down there, dishing it off to one of his teammates, and it's a formula that's worked for the Cardinals, and Dick Dieter is stuck with it.
Yep, now Springborn's got to hit a free throw from the charity stripe, maybe give Fond du Lac a 3-point lead, excuse me.
Talked about the foul situation. Look at that, how quickly that toll is rising for Sheboygan North. That foul is now up to their 15th foul on Sheboygan North. Slowly but surely, the Cardinals getting closer to being within the bonus. Springboard here, a big free throw for Fond du Lac and their sophomore point guard. Robbie's free throw's on the way, and it's good. The Cardinals back up by 3. As the Cardinals have gone on a 5-0 run here to answer the hot shooting that Sheboygan North had.
Now it's time to make another big defensive stop for the Cardinals. They just got to keep their position and hold strong once again.
Sheboygan North, another 3-point shot on the way. That one's no good. Rebound bounced around. Sheboygan North is going to control it. Offensive rebound's been big for Sheboygan North as well in this fourth quarter. Cardinals having a little bit of problem trying to grab the basketball. Working down low is Wayner. Now Pittner back out to Wayner. He's been the leading scorer for Sheboygan North as we come up on 2 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Fond du Lac leads by 3. Cardinals stepping out on that 3-point shot, not allowing it, and Lee Greshel gets the steal. Lee Greshel the steal for the Cardinals. Quickly the other way, the Cardinals up by 3. Fond du Lac with the basketball. Springborn over to Sprader. Now Millage. Cardinals with a 3-point lead. 1 minute and 40 away from the state tournament. Sprader thought about the 3, thinks better. Pulls up and away, and hits!
Sprader with the jump shot. The Cardinals are up by 5. 1:31 to go in the fourth quarter.
Now Fond du Lac has to step up, make another big defensive stand.
Shot on the way, no good. For Sheboygan North. Rebound controlled by Fond du Lac. And Ross with the rebound, and he's fouled. Fond du Lac fans are on their feet. Wow. The Cardinals a minute and 22 away from a trip to the state tournament.
Wirtz fouled with a foul. That'll be his third. 1:22 left.
Boy, the Cardinals taking control here down the stretch.
Just excitement and electricity even along the press row here.
I apologize for any technical difficulties as some of our media colleagues here smacking around the press table.
And now we got a foul, 1-and-1 coming up. Sprader gonna go to the free throw line. Sprader's come up with some big baskets here in this basketball game. He has 8 points, 4 points coming here in the fourth quarter.
Boy, what an outstanding stretch here in this fourth quarter. The Cardinals were down by 2. Sheboygan North started this quarter shooting the lights out of the basket as they kept nailing 3-point baskets. And Fond du Lac has answered it. Free
Big
throw
basket.
good for Sprader. Cardinals up by 6.
And we have a timeout.
Fond du Lac fans on their feet as this team is pumped up.
We are going to take a timeout with them. We have 1:21 left here in this basketball game. Fond du Lac on top, 48-42. Back after this, you're watching Cardinal basketball on Charter Sports.
Education. It's more important than ever for our children to have one, and it's not getting cheaper. That's why Charter Communications is awarding scholarships across the state through our Cable in the Classroom program. To find out how to qualify for a $1,000 scholarship, stop by a local Charter Communications office or talk to your local high school guidance counselor. Charter Communications, we're more than just your cable company.
And welcome back. 1:21 left here, Sean. Another big free throw coming up. Fond du Lac having a chance right now to go up 49-42 with this free throw by Sprader. Would be their biggest lead in this basketball game.
Boy, how the tides have turned here, Nick, in this fourth quarter as Sheboygan North came out 4 of 6 shooting. All their shots they hit were 3-point baskets. Dick Diener called the timeout, rebuked the Cardinals, and they've gone on this beautiful spurt, which has put the Cardinals up by 7. Cardinals on a 9-0 run. Minute and 18 to go. Cardinals are up by 7. Sheboygan North going to be looking for that 3-point basket here to get themselves back in the basketball game. Wirtz, that's a 2-point shot as he was inside the arc. It's no good. Do we have a foul? No, that ball's going to be bounced out of bounds and controlled by Sheboygan North. Fond du Lac leads 49-42 with a minute and 7 seconds left. Coach Dick Diener cheering on his troops here as the Cardinals are a minute and 7 seconds away from a trip to the state tournament.
And if the Cardinals win, we will have the presentation of the trophy, so stick around.
Dick Diener yelling to his troops, says, no 3, don't give him the 3. We'll give him the 2-point basket, but not the 3-pointer. As the shots missed, but cleaned up there by Trent Wirtz. Wirtz able to clean up the glass there for Sheboygan North. And the Cardinals have a 5-point lead. Robbie Springborn in trouble. He needs some help. Gets it to Greshel. Greshel is luckily get the foul be called on the defense of Sheboygan North there as Greshel is going to be going to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
These are going to be big free throws, Sean. 47 seconds left in this basketball game. Greshel here, the senior. Time now to step up. Get some big free throws here. He wants to end his senior season in Madison. 20-second timeout.
Most definitely, as the Cardinals huddle up here, the 5 players in the league, 5 players in the team huddling up here with Coach Dick Diener giving them instructions on what to do. And
Sean, Wirtz just fouled out of this basketball game.
How many points for Wirtz in this game?
Wirtz ends this game with 9 points.
Boy, credit the defense of the Fond du Lac Cardinals shutting down
Great job.
the Division I star of Sheboygan North, Trent Wirtz. to only 9 points in this basketball game. The Cardinals lead by 5, 49-44, with 47 seconds to go. Lee Greshel at the line, shooting a 1-and-1.
14 points in this basketball game for Greshel.
Greshel's first is good. Cardinals up by 6. Every one of these free throws is key, though. We know how hot Sheboygan North can be from the three-point lane. Second one on the way for Greshel. It's good. 2 big free throws. Cardinals back up by 7. 46 seconds and counting. Three-point shot on the way for Wayner. In and out. Rebound controlled by Ross. Ross is fouled. Ross is fouled. The Cardinals are up by 7 with 39 seconds to go.
Great job by Ross boxing out and getting the foul, and just excitement going on here.
Unbelievable. As Ross goes to the line, one more foul. Cardinals in the double bonus. Ross shooting a 1-and-1.
Now all Fond du Lac needs to do is hit their free throws.
Fond du Lac, free throws are key. We definitely know that. Don't want to talk about the Fond du Lac girls game last week against Oshkosh West, but unable to hit their free throws, and we know what happened to them. Ross's first is no good. Rebound controlled by North. Fond du Lac's up by 7 with 36 seconds to go. Watch for the quick three. It's going to be taken by Stansky. No, wasting time is Sheboygan North. 27 seconds. 26, still haven't taken a shot. Off balance three if it goes, no good. And a jump ball is going to be called. Possession arrow points to Sheboygan North, but look at that right there. About 15 seconds goes off the clock.
Good job by Fond du Lac's defense right there. They stayed on their player. They would not allow an open three-point basket. And at the end, Sheboygan North had to throw up a three-point basket, and it was no good. And a jump ball. We have a timeout. 51-44. It's going to be a 20-second timeout. Actually, a full timeout. That's all that Fond du Lac has left. Fond du Lac now 22 seconds away from a trip to the state tournament. The last time Fond du Lac made it to the state tournament, 1998. And Sean, last couple of years, Fond du Lac has had Sheboygan North's number in the postseason.
Most definitely the Cardinals with 3 consecutive victories against Sheboygan North. All of them, of course, coming in the postseason.
And who would have thunk this? The Fond du Lac Cardinals who come into sectional play as a big-time underdog. Looks like some light at the end of the tunnel and a chance here to make the state.
Never count on a team coached by Dick Dieter. It doesn't matter if the Division I talents aren't on this basketball team. We're really seeing an outstanding coaching job done by Coach Dieter and his staff here. The Cardinals only a 500 team as far as records concerned this season in the FBA, but the Cardinals showing you that records don't mean anything. All that matters is how you play in the playoffs.
Now it's time to dig in.
Cardinals up by 7, and Matt Sprader with a steal. A steal by the senior, and he's just going to dribble it out. Cardinals have got to get fouled here. Oh, what a steal. Oh, and the Cardinals turn it over. Cardinals are up by 7. 10 seconds to go. 3-point on the way, no good. Lee Greshel with the rebound. Greshel dribbling around, waiting to get fouled. The foul is called. 4.5 seconds. Get the bus started. We're headed on 151 south to Madison.
Wow, the Fond du Lac Cardinals. It's pandemonium here at the Gulf Fieldhouse. The Cardinals are going back to the state tournament in Madison.
The Fond du Lac Cardinals don't want to celebrate too early here. Still 4.5, but Fond du Lac up by 7. Dick Dieter calls the timeout. His players getting a little bit out of control, but calls that timeout to let these players hear it from the fans here. A little bit of a celebration here, but still got to pull it together. What an outstanding game for the Cardinals, Nick.
Great job by Fond du Lac. Come in as the underdog. They've really controlled most of this basketball game, Sean. A couple of big runs, and I still, as we mentioned throughout the game, a big key to this basketball game is stopping Trent Wirtz, the Division I recruit, and they've done a great job on stopping him. Now the Fond du Lac student section getting into this game as they know that they're on their way to Madison.
Credit this defense of the Cardinals in the fourth quarter. Fond du Lac trailed by 2 at one point, and then Fond du Lac went on that 9-0 run. Sheboygan North started the quarter 4 of 6. Since then, they're only 1 of 6 shooting.
Great job by the Cardinals. Now Greshel at the free line. Just looking to put this away. As I mentioned, we'll have the trophy presentation here. Fond du Lac Cardinals sectional champions, so stick around.
Reschel at the free throw line. The senior has got to be excited to be playing in Madison. A trip to state for the Cardinals.
Wow.
4.5 seconds to go. The Cardinals up by 8.
And now the Cardinals gonna let a couple of guys come in, some bench warmers, and let's listen to this crowd as they give the Cardinals a round of applause. A couple of the bench guys checking into the game, and it's good to see. Dick Diener getting a lot of these guys in. They don't get a lot of playing time throughout the season, but they're coming in and they're going to enjoy this celebration just like everybody else.
Second free throw on the way. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. It doesn't matter. The Fond du Lac Cardinals are going back to the state tournament. Their first trip since 1998. Who'd have thunk it? They came into the sectional final. They came into the sectional as the underdog. So many years for the Cardinals coming in. Such high expectations. Yep. And this year the Cardinals, nobody giving this team a chance. They proved everybody wrong. I've seen matches here. Plenty of great wrestling matches where underdogs have won at the Colts. And a big one is tonight where the Cardinals, the underdog, defeat Sheboygan North, and Fond du Lac is headed to Madison and the state tournament.
Yeah, it is. It is just huge here. And as you mentioned, Sean, a team that was not supposed to do anything in the playoffs comes in, and, you know, there were some times during the season, just some down times, that at one point you just thought that this team would give up. Hugs all around, the coaching staff hugging. This team is just excited. You know, years of expectations that have been high for the Cardinals, winning conference championships and not making it to the state tournament. This year, come in as more of a mediocre team. They are on their way to Madison. And as we said, we are going to keep it right here for the presentation of the trophy. And now the runner-up trophy going towards the Sheboygan North Raiders. And they came in tonight, had a great game, but just could not sustain the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Excellent. And you'll hear an eruption from the crowd here when the Cardinals get this.
Cardinals making their first trip to state since 1998. It's been 4 years since the Cardinals have been able to play at the Kohl Center in Madison as they are presented with their sectional final championship trophy. Matt Sprader, the senior, had a huge steal late there in the game to seal the deal for Fond du Lac.
And now the seniors coming out, Eddie Ross as well, and Coach Dick Diener presented with the sectional final championship as they win here tonight. And the crowd onto the court and mocks the Fond du Lac Cardinals. They are on their way to state. Congratulations to the Fondy Cardinals. Pandemonium here at the Gulf Sports Center. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with some post-game coverage, some excitement here at the Gulf Sports Center. You're watching your sectional final champion, Fond du Lac Cardinals, on Charter Sports. And welcome back to Oshkosh. Your final score tonight, Sheboygan North 44 and Fond du Lac 52. An exciting victory here tonight for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. And we're going to see if we can maybe get a coach or something like that here to talk with us here here at the end of the game. Just pandemonium, everybody out on the court.
Doesn't it feel great, Nick?
It feels excellent. Big win for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. And we're seeing if we could find a coach, but they are just spread out all over the place, and we don't have one right now. But going back to state, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to see if we can round up a couple of guys and talk about this win. We'll be back after this. You're watching Cardinal basketball on Charter Sports.
Education. It's more important than ever for our children to have one, and it's not getting cheaper. That's why Charter Communications is awarding scholarships across the state through our Cable in the Classroom program. To find out how to qualify for a $1,000 scholarship, stop by a local Charter Communications office or talk to your local high school guidance counselor. Charter Communications, we're more than just your cable company.
And welcome back to the Call Sports Center. Fond du Lac with an exciting win tonight. Coach Dick Diener standing with me. Coach, how does it feel to be going back to Madison?
Well, it's an awesome feeling. It's truly a heck of an accomplishment for this group of young men, you know, to get to where we are right now from where we were a month ago. You know, we were struggling with offense. Our defense has been solid all year long, and I think our kids really matured in the last month or so and have really come together, and we've done a great job of taking care of the basketball. Our shot selection's gotten better, and we've become a much more cohesive outfit. Our team chemistry is much better, and it's just an awesome, awesome feeling. And, you know, this game here is for a lot of those past teams that came very, very close and didn't get there. And, you know, we're really proud. We're really happy. I can't really explain how awesome a feeling it is right now.
Yeah, good job. You know, you mentioned the past teams, years and years of expectations and not making it down to state tournament. This year, everybody counted you guys out, and you guys seem to feed off of that.
Well, it's a lot easier being an underdog than it is being someone that's hunted. And our kids, I told them right from the beginning of the year, Nick, that we had as good a chance of getting down to the state tournament this year as we have in any of the other years that we've, you know, only lost like 1, 2, 3 games a year. And I don't know if the kids believe me, but as the year went on, you know, I'm sure they were looking at me, and, you know, we didn't have a lot of confidence about a month or so ago because of our lack of offensive production. But the last couple of weeks, they started to believe, and like I said, it's right there in your hand. Yep. All you got to go out there and get it. Just go and get it, and believe in yourself, and the kids have really done a wonderful job.
Well, good luck in Madison.
Thank you.
Congratulations,
Thank
Coach.
you.
That's head coach Dick Diener for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. And we're also going to bring in Lee Greschel, the senior, in, who had a huge night tonight. Lee, congratulations. How does it feel to be going to Madison?
It feels wonderful. Like I talked to Colin just about, I can't believe what a great team effort we had, and I can't say enough about just the team aspect itself.
What does it mean to you as a senior? Obviously, as the season went on, you guys struggled, and you wanted to make it down to Madison. You guys were counted out, and you guys came into the underdogs. You guys fed off of that.
Well, you know, we came into this with the same approach. We planned the same, and everybody starts out the postseason at 0-0. So, I'm just so ecstatic right now. It's so wonderful.
All right, congratulations, Lee.
Thank you
Good
very
luck
much.
down at state. We're going to get one more player in. We're going to see if we can get Robbie Springborn in here as well. Some post-game interviews here going on. And Fond du Lac with an exciting win. They're on their way to the state tournament, and we're going to get the sophomore in here, Robbie Springborn. Robbie, let's just talk about this sectional. You really matured in this sectional and came out and took control of this team.
Well, I really just wanted to take care of the ball, and I did that pretty well.
How does it feel to be going down to Madison?
Oh, it feels great.
You know, you come in as a sophomore, and for the first time, you got a couple years left, but to make it down to Madison, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I want to do this every year. Oh, this is the greatest feeling in the world.
You know, you guys came in as the underdogs in this tournament, and you guys seem to take that role and go from it.
Oh, we love that role. Nobody expected us to go this far. We were hoping the other teams would come in overconfident. We feel we did pretty damn well.
All right, congratulations, Robbie.
Thank you.
Good luck in Madison.
Thank you.
Let's bring Sean Kaiser back in here, my broadcast partner. And Sean, A lot of excited guys, I tell you.
Fond du Lac Cardinals definitely excited here as they've earned themselves a trip to the state tournament.
They're going to be playing in the Kohl Center in Madison. Fond du Lac's first trip back to state since 1998.
All right, let's take another break, and then we'll be back with some stats in our final coverage here from the Kohl Sports Center. You're watching Fond du Lac basketball on Charter Sports.
It's more important than ever for our children to have one, and it's not getting cheaper. That's why Charter Communications is awarding scholarships across the state through our Cable in the Classroom program. To find out how to qualify for a $1,000 scholarship, stop by a local Charter Communications office or talk to your local high school guidance counselor. Charter Communications, we're more than just your cable company.
Welcome back to Kolf as the people are slowly leaving this place tonight. What an exciting game tonight, Sean. Fond du Lac with a victory and kind of a tale of two halves. Fond du Lac in the first half, especially first quarter, came out and only scored 4 points. And they trailed by 1 point going into the locker room. But Dick Diener must have had a talk with them at halftime and said, let's dig down and do something in the second half. And boy, did they do that.
Cardinals stepped it up as far as defense was concerned in that second half. Quick spurt by Sheboygan North in the fourth quarter. Came out, hit 4 3-point baskets. Timeout from Dick Diener and the Fond du Lac Cardinals, and then the Cardinals proceeded to go on a 9-0 run, and basically that sealed the deal for the Cardinals as they're going to Madison.
Yes, they are. Final scoring tonight, Fond du Lac led in points. They were led by the senior Lee Greschel. He had 17 points, 10 points by Sprader and Millage with 9 points. So continue Wirtz, as we mentioned, Sean, Fond du Lac stopping him in this basketball game, and that was big.
Yep, Fond du Lac shut down the star player for Sheboygan North, said basically let the rest of the team beat them, and Sheboygan North unable to do that.
So the Fond du Lac Cardinals going down to the state tournament in Madison. Congratulations to them. Also, as we mentioned earlier, Laconia, another local team, headed to Madison. So good luck to the Cardinals as they try to possibly bring home a state championship. Thanks tonight. Let's give some thanks out to our video sports crew who have been helpful all season long, as this is our final broadcast of this season. On cameras tonight were Steve Wilcox, Tony Austin, Anna Boswell. Down in the truck tonight, Dave Bastian, Tyler Bastian, and Matt Bastian. Our key grip is Anna Schuler. Thanks to
Diana Schuler, sorry. You're not getting paid.
And thanks to my broadcast partner, Sean Kaiser, all of the stats tonight.
Nick, it's been a pleasure working with you.
Yes, it has. It's been a fun season. Got a few games to do together, maybe more next year. For my broadcast partner, Sean Kaiser, I am Nick Van Acker. Thanks for joining us here. Good luck to the Fond du Lac Cardinals and Laconia Spartans in Madison. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for viewing.